Hello, everybody.
Hello, my love. See, I'm showing solidarity with our British listeners for giving us Doctor Who, which I love so much. But yeah,
All you British listeners, put your if now's the time to raise your candle in the night. We're all here in mourning of Doctor Who, which may or may not come back. I think it's batshit insane that there's not going to be a Christmas special this year.
yeah, they're just skipping it. I mean, it's tough because normally I would be down for that a little bit because I do think because there's been 14 Christmas specials, some of the appeal's been lost. But I don't like that they're not doing it because the future in general for Doctor Who is uncertain. That I'm not into.
We have been. This has been a anticipated. This has been an anticipated commentary track, ladies and gentlemen. It's been hotly waited for like almost a week, maybe even 2 weeks, because I was very interested to hear your overall thoughts in general. And we were like, we're gonna save it, so we're here now, finally, getting ready to talk.
It got pushed back for Mission Impossible, but then also just because, look, man, I've talked about this before. Increasingly, as an adult man, I'm very bad at television. I can't keep up, even if it's Doctor Who. So yeah, there was a slight delay. I'm glad for this though, because it actually spurred me to finally watch the second to last Doctor Who, which I had not caught up on.
Well, let's get right into it. What did you think of Wish World?
So, boy, oh boy. There were things I enjoyed about it, but man, and it's actually very funny because, okay, so the final reveal, now I know. I was surprised because I didn't get this spoiled, but that Omega is the big reveal. Classic Doctor Who villain, founder of the Time Lord Society, who's trapped in the Netherworld or whatever.
I went and looked up like some YouTube clips of him, and I swear to God, if he doesn't appear in that big head thing he's got going on, I am going to riot.
He's got such a cool mask.
Yes.
Crazy, Ku Klux Klan looking but gold. He has. It's really awesome. And he's the bad guy in the Three Doctors, which is one of the best episodes where they cross over the first three Doctors. It was the first multi-Doctor story they ever did.
I was gonna ask if it was the first multi-Doctor story.
It was, and I believe it was the 10th anniversary special, which is why they brought back Doctors 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, really good. But this is what I'm getting at for old school Doctor Who fans. They brought back Omega in a 5th Doctor Who episode, Arc of Infinity. And famously, the twist ending of one of those episodes is the 5th Doctor realizes what's going on, and he says, "Oh my God, Omega controls the Matrix," and then it goes dun dun dun. And a lot of fans consider that the moment where old Doctor Who officially disappeared up its own butt with all the references to itself.
Right.
Because the Matrix is like a Time Lord thing, that's a VR world they create on Gallifrey.
Oh, they've got their own little fucking Caprica VR world.
Basically, yeah, where you can do Lawnmower Man stuff. And that line is kind of famous for people being like, this is why Doctor Who got canceled, because at a certain point, any newcomer who's tuning in is going to be like, I don't know what any of that means, and I'm out. So I find it very funny that now where Doctor Who is facing perhaps a hiatus or cancellation again, we're bringing back Omega, who's the poster child for too much more in Doctor Who. Because I do kind of think it being the Ronnie and Omega,
it's a lot.
It's a lot to take in, and also, yeah, we're creating this, made-up world, and we're bringing back Conrad, and then I guess, we're paying off the gods because he gave birth to the god of chaos.
There's a Wish baby now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta,
the giggle, which did make me laugh.
There's so much, God shit going on in these new seasons, and I'm just like, man, this is really a lot. This is a lot of God shit. I'm not gonna lie. What did you think of the overall episode? I know you kind of liked Wish World.
I liked a lot of the setup, but yeah, I think as I as it went on, my patience got worn a little thin, especially because as I was telling you and I was partway through it, like, man, oh man, Belinda has to be one of the most wasted companions.
Oh my god, yes.
In terms of, like, she gets 5 episodes, or she's, like, the 8 episodes she's in, she's not in one of them, and this one, she's brainwashed all throughout.
Yeah.
And when she was crying, like, don't you take away my baby, I was kind of like, are we really giving her, like, a fake baby storyline? Like,
dude, it's so, like, okay, so, you know how much I hate when the Doctor doesn't really get to do anything. And this is another episode where really the Doctor couldn't have really been in it for most of it, and it would have tracked the same way since most of it's focused on Ruby. And, like, it's weird because they do this marriage thing between them, but neither one of them acts like it's weird. Like, there's no, oh, maybe this is weird that I'm married because you're an alien dude who is freaking weird. And like neither of them seem all that weirded out by the fact that they are suddenly married, but they also don't act romantically to each other either. So it's a really weird, like, oh, we're married, but like this is fine, but we also still act like we're friends, but nobody's commenting on like how weird it is.
I mean, I guess the idea is what it's kind of supposed to be a metaphor for and whatnot is because this is like Conrad's wish world, and since Conrad's a weird creep, he wanted to create like this 50s, like, everybody has to be straight and married and, you know, single people are pariahs kind of future. So I guess that's the idea, is I guess they're kind of like, you know, each other's beards, as the old phrase goes.
Potentially, but you think there would be a little bit of like, oh, this is a weird situation, but instead it's just like, they could not have been married and the plot wouldn't have changed much either.
No, well, that's also my problem with it, is because, like, it's spending a lot of time on this fake world that you know is not going to matter because there's got to be a reveal that the Ronnie's behind it all, and it's like, they really should have, like, had the Ronnie reveal at the end of last episode with the Doctor present so we could, like, not waste so much time.
That was my other problem as well, is like, I've given it to RTD a couple of times, but I do quite love all this stuff we're getting about like old Who. Like I do like Time Lord's coming back and Time Lady's coming back, and I thought the Anubis guy was kind of cool, but like,
yeah, Sutek is pretty cool. Yeah.
The point of that stuff is I want to see the Doctor interacting with that stuff, and like, he doesn't even remember who the Ranny is until like the last 10 minutes of that episode, and then she shoves him outside and blows up a balcony, and then he's gone. Like, it's really weird how like Doctor Who just keeps kind of shunting its Doctor off, and I guess there's a reason.
Yeah, it's like, really, I mean, I sort of understand why Ncuti was getting like the Wanderlust, like, and you know, maybe is not as into this show allegedly, because yeah, he's like not getting a lot to do when he is in the episode.
No, it's really weird. How did you feel about? Because I've been dying to know. How did you feel about the second to last episode, or the third to last episode with the intergalactic singing competition?
Oh yeah, so I mostly enjoyed that one. Like I said, it had kind of a Saga vibe from what little I know of Saga, with a lot of weird looking aliens and a very gaudy universe. That and the story and the engine, I appreciate that, because this has always been my beef with Russell T Davies' Doctor Who, is that he loves to set things on present day Earth like way too much.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I appreciated those last two for at least being very cool sci-fi settings. Otherwise, yeah, it didn't do too much for me. And yes, to your point, now we can talk about it in person. But yeah, I think the Doctor torturing that dude is very weird, because, as I said, like, I'm down for the Doctor getting dark and punishing people too harshly. You know, maybe the best David Tennant moment is when he traps all the family of blood in those moments forever.
Yep.
Traps the dude in chains and throws the little girl in the mirror and makes him a scarecrow forever. Like.
Yep, and Colonel Runaway from Matt Smith.
Colonel Runaway is awesome.
Yep.
So like, I'm down for that. I feel like every Doctor should have one moment where they go a little too far in like spanking the bad guy.
Yep.
But it's very weird that it happened in that episode when the bad guy was like kind of sympathetic and mostly seemed like a confused kid, that he's the one that he's like.
And the doctor gave like no absolute desire to learn that dude's backstory and relate to him on any level. It was just like it's just it happens, and then everybody's like, "Oh, stop!" But then nothing comes of it. Like the doctor stops, and Belinda makes a slight mention later that he was scared. He scared her, but like that's it. They just move on.
Everybody moves right along. It feels like he should have done that to Conrad, and that would have fed into his motivation in this finale. I don't know.
God, they do that Conrad thing is so weird. Of all the characters you expected to come back and like be a main villain, I guess Conrad was not on my bingo card.
I'm curious how they're gonna like resolve that, because when Ruby's talking in the support group for people that aren't brainwashed, she like says like, I'm starting to remember, and she mostly remembers the smooching. So I feel like is he gonna be redeemed? I hope not.
That would be very weird.
Then blow him up or something. I don't know.
What was your favorite episode
of this season?
Yeah.
I might have to go Lux, just because I've actually watched that episode 3 times, just because I enjoy the animation of it.
Lux.
I showed it to friends. I like the evil well where they bring back the midnight one, and I like Story in the Engine for how like ambitious it is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are my 3 good ones of this season.
I'd probably go Story in the Engine, and then Lux, and then I would have a hard time. I'd actually be very hard pressed to pick a third one. I guess the well one is fine. The doctor gets to do something in that episode, so
kind of saved the day in that one, which is a good
yeah.
sign.
I guess the Christmas special is not bad, but I mean, the Stephen Moffat episodes are usually the better ones, but I also barely remember it.
Mainly for that one storyline where he befriends the hotel lady and they become soulmates. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, see, that's the better. It's probably Nakuti's best moment, to be honest with you. You mentioned it earlier, and I was like, I kind of agree.
Doctor sequence, yeah.
Yeah. I do like in Story in the Engine where he talks about how he implies he's been going to that barber for like forever, and there's an actual implication that Nakuti did do stuff that we just didn't get to see.
No, all that I really liked. I like that he has a barber place, and that's the only one where the god stuff really works for me, because I feel like at least it's tying into some of this cool alien, and the doctor like we get a cool deepening of the doctor's backstory without totally pulling the curtain back, so I like all that. Yeah, I think that one might be the best objectively, but for whatever reason, I just find Lux very fun to watch. I like the...
Well, it's got a cool cartoon.
Costumes. Yeah, and the crazy cartoon.
Nope, I don't disagree with you on that one. How do you feel about this Time Lord baby stuff that's going on?
Yeah, I really don't know about this. I'm not too keen on what they've done with the Ronnie overall. I really like the lady playing the Ronnie.
Yeah, me too.
Is okay, but I'm just annoyed by her because of all of her stupid like showing up and winking at the camera. That's been very annoying for the last 2 seasons. I like her as the Ronnie. I sort of like the angle they're going for, where she's like, we danced as the universe burned during the Time War. People thought we were lovers, so I'm like, okay, I want to see more of that, wherever that's going.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, I'm sort of bummed that they've retconned the Ronnie a little bit, because I'm kind of like, what's the point of her versus the Master if you're not really going to differentiate, you know?
Yeah, well, we already did female Master super into the Doctor with the Capaldi error.
Because our classic series Ronnie, her thing was that she was really like cold and only cared about her scientific progress. Like, it wasn't so much she was evil; she just was like indifferent to the lives of others. And I thought that differentiated her from the Master enough that she wasn't just a retread. But this version of the Ronnie, I don't even know what she's after except bringing back Omega, and she mostly seems evil, like in a Masterish kind of way.
No, I don't disagree with you on that one.
Even mind controlling everyone is just what the John Sim Master did.
Yeah, and she's using a magic baby, which isn't very science-y. So you know, there's that as well.
She's using like fairy tale powers, which goes off of her being an evil scientist, kind of.
Yeah, there's just so much magic in this fucking Doctor Who stuff nowadays. It's really weird.
A little wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very strange place to have Doctor Who. So, we are going in semi-blind. We have both been spoiled about something. We do not know what the other was spoiled about. It might be the same thing. It might not be. Both of the thing that I got spoiled on, it will fill me with so much rage. And it sounds like the thing our good friend David, it got spoiled on, will also fill him with rage. So, this is going to be fun.
Nope. If what I think I read is the case, hoo boy.
Hoo boy. Hoo boy.
Get a little hot under the collar.
Oh yeah. If what I read happens to be true, I will be very, very angry. So this should be interesting. But yeah, any last Doctor Who thoughts?
No, I think I'm ready to watch the reality war.
The reality war.
Disney Plus account.
I was about to say, are you watching it on Disney Plus? That way our ads will sync.
I'm setting it up. I'm on an ad, so I'm gonna let the ad run its course.
Let me just.
But then we'll be synced, and yes, we'll be watching it presumably with the same ads. I think we'll be doing okay. Little peek behind the curtain for the fans at home is how we set things up here.
Yeah, and how David steals my Disney Plus, but it's not stealing; it's secret borrowing, and it's not a secret because he told me.
If Disney is listening in, they might give you a little smack on the wrist or whatever.
Come at me, Disney. Come at me, broski.
Come at me, frog.
Let me know when your ad is done. I am at the Disney Plus logo.
My ad is done. I am also at the Disney Plus.
All right.
An hour and 8 minutes. It is an extended episode.
Oh yeah, look at that. We're doing a long episode.
There's going on in part 1.
Well, almost nothing happens in part 1. Besides the setup. Literally nothing happens till the end when he gets blown up off the ledge. And he says some weird shit about Poppy being an actual real baby, which that's gotta not be a thing because I can't imagine they're gonna make the doctor a dad.
Yeah, like a legit dad, especially in the creepy circumstances.
Yeah.
Brainwashing, that would be kind of effed up. I'm already very iffy on her having an imaginary baby, that Belinda. I think that's very disrespectful to that character.
Yeah, it is very, and again, it's just very weird to be like, oh, well, let's just get you married to the doctor.
Exactly, like, oh, we got this lady character, like, what should we do to give her pathos? Why don't we give her a baby we didn't set up before that she wanted to be a mom? Like, I don't know, it's screwed up, man. I don't like it.
It is very weird. But alright, so we're going to start in 3, 2, 1.
Disney Plus original, man. All that. See, Disney, it was like a deal with the devil. BBC's like, oh, with Disney money, we can't fail. And then they're like,
oh, wait. Nobody wants to watch this. I wonder if it did do good or if it, the ratings were bad for Disney. You know, Disney will never tell.
Yeah, I have no idea. That's why I'm kind of like, and also, like, I'm very, I can never believe things on the internet anymore, so I'm like, is it actually threatened with cancellation, or is this just the people that hate it because of the wokeness, like, screaming, I don't know.
Right.
How those guys were like, you know, they were really...
I don't like this new logo, by the way. It looks like a Disney pin. Like the pin you'd get at Disney World.
It does. Or like a bonus thing you get in that Amiibo game the Disney people put out.
Yeah, that too.
But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, because they were, like, really selling it on, like, oh, that Snow White was such a bomb, the Disney live-action remakes are gone forever, and then Lilo and Stitch made $1 billion.
Oh, look!
Hey!
It's the girl!
His best buddy. Okay, I'm into that. Even though, again, it means Belinda is...
all the other companions.
Just again, man, she's just been a side plot. Yeah, and look, more Ruby, because we can't do anything with Belinda.
We literally, like, she should have just stayed as the companion. To be honest, man, like...
It would have changed, like, nothing.
Yeah.
okay, good. At least she's part of this montage. But like, but they gave her a baby. She's gonna have pathos over.
Oh, Anita. She should have been this. She should have just been the companion.
Yeah, they had incredible chemistry, and I loved that he was like genuinely like it was already just a better version of this, where he was actually like tempted by living a domestic life for the first time in his life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, maybe she'll turn out to be Susan, or maybe she will be Mrs. Doctor, because we never learned his family, history.
Oh, she's got a baby! Or she's pregnant. Man, I really like this version of the Doctor. It's a real shame, man.
Yeah. No, I miss, I'm gonna miss him, because, yeah, like, his honey and babies are cool. I like, yeah, like, how much he wears his heart on his sleeve versus,
Any other Doctor? Yep.
Yeah. Oh man, we're learning.
Oh, this again? Why does everybody keep doing this?
What, these, like, flashbacks?
Well, remember, they keep making, like, River Song has met all the Doctors, and now Anita is, like, peeked at all the Doctors. Yeah. They do this a lot, where they're just like, oh, we've been with you forever, Doctor.
Yeah, Clara, too. She fell through time and met every Doctor or whatever.
Yeah.
She actually told him which TARDIS to steal way back at the beginning.
It's so weird that we keep, like, retroactively being like, all these companions have been with the Doctor forever.
Yep.
I guess she liked him.
Yeah, she had some feelings for him, but then she saw him smooching that Jonathan Groff there.
That Bridgerton guy.
Yeah, in that fake Bridgerton episode they did.
Man, I gotta get this guy. I want to see this guy in his fucking Ku Klux Klan pyramid.
Maybe we'll
mask.
watch the Three Doctors next to get you some.
Honestly, I'd be down for that just because this is probably gonna be disappointing.
Oh yeah, we'll have to cleanse the rage I'm gonna feel. If what I read is what I think I read. I just read 2 words, and it set me off, and because I was trying to avoid spoilers, I scrolled away. So hopefully I read it wrong, but...
What do you think of these Dune guys?
They're kind of neat.
They look cool.
I don't mind her weird world that she's created. I like the skeleton... the dinosaur skeletons, or whatever those things are. Oh, they... Okay, good. I'm glad she's got girl power, because I wouldn't want them both to be like, I worship that Omega. But they did also mention the Seal of Razalon, which is indeed a Time Lordy thing, because, Razalon, founder of the Time Lords, or the... That was always confusing, because Omega and Razalon were both the founders of the Time Lords.
Okay, so they had a brotherhood going on?
Yeah, talk about how they, worked together to create the Time Lords, but then had a falling out, or whatever.
No! Oh, Lord.
Is this how they're going to explain, why he has a granddaughter? Because I'm going to be mad if that's... that it was because this is crazy. Oh, he entered the caves of Satan himself. Yeah, if Belinda turns out to be like his OG wife or something, that'll be. I don't know about that.
God, that would be.
I'll have some mixed emotions about that. I hope they actually pay off Susan. Like if that's something they were gonna save for.
Because they brought that actress back and everything.
Yeah.
Like she's been appearing as a person.
Yeah, so they better not be like, well, we'll get to that next season.
That suit should have been in a part of his ensemble.
Yeah, I love this bowler hat and this like old timey suit he's got. Even though I know it's supposed to be like he's rejecting, the stuffy world they've created, because now he's got his kilt back. Oh dang, he's back.
He's back. He didn't really ever leave, but he's back.
When he had a baby with this companion, even if it's all fake, like this is.
He keeps insisting it's real.
They are really not. I feel like this is the weirdest way to have done this.
It's so weird because they have zero of that kind of chemistry, which fair, but like even Anita and him had more chemistry in that regard.
Yeah, it was all like the two of him and Belinda was always like gay best friend vibes, but yeah, him and Anita I did believe is someone he would settle down,
See, they just seem too fucking okay with this. Like,
yeah, they should be like, I'm kind of violated that this evil woman made us have a ghost baby.
Yeah.
This is real gross, man. I don't know. I don't like it. It's giving me last season of the X-Files vibes,
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
There was also an evil baby, or not the baby wasn't evil, but the circumstances of its creation were wicked. Also, not to be mean to Russell T Davies and compare him unfavorably to Moffat for the millionth time, it's also a little bit of a retread of the Amy Pond River Song Rory story.
Yep, it is.
Of the villains conspiring.
Which was a good way to do that because it was a not love triangle that then had a baby involved, but it was all through the logistics of being in a time machine.
And it was also like shown to be, because it wasn't when the show's about to be canceled. They actually dealt with the consequences of it, like that was a real evil thing that was done to traumatize them.
Yeah.
And they get to bond with River Song as an adult, so that kind of makes up for it a little, but she even says later, like, but, you still took my baby's childhood from me. I don't know, like, they actually got into, like...
Yeah, it was all very, very played out. Yeah, there was no, I mean, shit, she was there when the Pawns left.
Yeah. She kissed them goodbye on the hands or whatever.
Oh, look, it's Rosie. Do you think David Tennant's coming back?
I feel like he might.
Oh my goodness.
Or at least we're gonna get Donna again.
Donna and Rosie and David Tennant.
I mean, again, Russell T Davies, this is what he does, like how the ending of his Tennant era was just like, all the companions come back and are high-fiving in the TARDIS. Like, that's his only trick, man. He just brings back old friends a lot. No, we're learning what the Bone Beasts are, because they didn't seem to do anything.
Yeah, I just thought they were cool.
They bring Rosie back just to stand around, because it kind of seems that way. Maybe she's gonna do something.
It kind of seems like they just brought... Oh my god, man. This is so fucking weird that we keep... This is such a pivotal part of this whole thing, man.
The Doctor has a baby and we're just not even dealing with...
And he just acts like it's okay.
Yeah, he's like, hey man, this baby was created through brainwashing, but whatever. we're happy, I guess.
Man, we're gonna be doing a whole lot of unit stuff, aren't we, man?
Just like the last Tenet episode where he was fighting Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, they do a lot of fighting at unit nowadays.
Yeah, Russell T Davies, man, that guy's a hack. I'm sorry, this is getting me riled up when it shouldn't.
I'm sure he's a lovely man, and it's okay to like a TV show.
No,
but
look, it's funny because I'm usually the guy defending Russell T Davies to you, but now I'm just like, man, he's just doing his same spiel again and again. And
I know.
and it's an underground resistance fighting off the brainwashing of a Time Lord, just like the end of Season 3. And they're fighting in the exact same building that they fought the Toyman.
Yeah. We're literally just getting the band back together.
Yeah, which again, we already did all that. Is his boyfriend gonna come out of hell or wherever he was in? Engulfed in flames when he was on the TV show. And the Ronnie's not getting a whole lot to do so far.
Nope, just watching this baby.
Yeah, which is a bummer because I think she's doing a great job and she's real pretty too. Yeah. I like looking at her.
I like looking at her too.
I
like this little red she's got going on in her hair. You see that? It's a very nice color.
Yeah, red streaks are cool. I like her like
studded jacket.
Live action Super Mario Brothers spiky jacket. Like from the Koopa world in that movie.
It's very weird. the Cotty nickname is very weird. Mm-hmm. It's amazing that Conrad is like really involved in these last two episodes, man.
Well, they did set him up as the baddie because
they did, but he never even interacted with the Doctor, except for one conversation. Oh, look, Ruby is back.
Yay! And his reaction is like more powerful than to the mother of his child.
Oh, we have an ad. Pause if you need to.
I don't know if we're getting the same ads. But
which one are you getting? Oh, you're getting Carfax? I'm getting U-Haul.
I really don't like it.
What, the Carfax or the episode so far?
A little bit of both.
It's okay. Well, what's the Carfax guy done to you? Do we need to talk about it?
He just creeps me out.
Yeah, he is a little creepy. I'll give you that. So far, we've gotten the band back together.
Yep.
And the Doctor has introduced everybody to his baby.
Yep. He's a father now.
Yep.
Maybe because of Wibbly Wobbly Timey Wimey, that's going to be the mother of Susan, his granddaughter.
God, that would be weird, wouldn't it?
That would be real strange.
That would be real strange.
Especially because, like, as a companion, you'd think they would want to set up her to be a much more prominent featured.
I mean, I guess everybody makes mistakes. The Doctor just had that summer in Calcutta that he didn't want to tell anybody about.
I guess that would be fine if it was just like they made a baby in a moment of passion. That would be weird. But, like, it's weirder that it's caused by this creepy brainwashing scenario. I don't know.
I guess they've never said anything about Susan's dad or mom, right? Or
yeah, they haven't really gotten into the Doctor's like what his family tree is to have Susan as his daughter. I'm back, by the way.
Hang on, I just messed it up by trying to pause right on the ad.
I'm paused. Ruby just went, a daughter? That's amazing.
Okay, go ahead and play in 3, 2, 1. That's amazing. Oh yeah, surprise. This is fucking insane, man. These people are just like, oh yeah, I got a baby now. Isn't that peculiar?
And Mel was hanging out, and she's cool on a motorcycle. I kind of like that Mel is now the most important companion ever, because she's the only favorite companion from the classic series. But I kind of like that she's now, like, just the third member of Unit.
Oh, do they have beef?
Yeah, because she fought she was in the second Ronnie episode,
Interesting.
so she remembers her.
Well, I guess that's kind of cool.
Okay.
I would really like the doctor to be giving that kind of exposition, but
Yeah, but I guess I forgot that Mel's is in like Time in the Ranny, the second episode, so I guess that's why she's hanging out. That's why she gets to be here.
wait, you met a girl? Wait, what? They met a baby named Poppy that looked exactly like that? When did that happen? I don't remember that episode.
Maybe that happened, but yeah, I don't remember the Cootie era well enough to know if that's what's going on. Also, she's standing and walking around the same spot where the toy maker is. I'm sorry. This is how creative Russell T Davies is. He's like, I don't know, we'll just do the same thing, but with a different character. Ooh, I do like this. He's pretty good at that stuff, like remembering the little continuity bits.
Yeah.
Like when Davros talks to Sarah Jane in the season 4 finale and is like, I remember you were on Skaro at the very beginning. Which is pretty cool.
Right.
I don't super love that this is like all the good guys just glaring at her while she explains. It's
Yep.
very Scooby Doo. I would have gotten away with it. Weren't for all you meddling kids.
Oh man, that bi-generated again.
Is he gonna try generate into? I feel like that might happen. The next Doctor is just gonna spit out of Nakuti.
I am glad he's finally he's talking to another time person. Oh, we're making a Netflix reference? Wow.
Very weird.
That's a weird thing. Oh, Kate's dad fought him too? That's cool.
Yeah, the Brigadier General, he's in that episode. Because the third Doctor was hanging out with Unit a lot because he was in exile on Earth. Like,
Right.
So, yeah, so he interacted a lot with Kate's dad, the Brigadier.
So did they not do like time? They didn't do any time episodes?
They occasionally did because he would get like the TARDIS working for an episode, but mostly he was just driving around. That was when he had Bessie, the yellow car, when it was mostly solving stuff on Earth.
Interesting.
I do really like the third Doctor era, just because he's like kind of the first modern Doctor, because he's very suave and dashing, and has the sonic screwdriver and all that. Whoa.
What?
Dang, we're learning stuff.
They're infertile?
I guess.
I guess that happened with whatever happened with...
Oh, so by generation they split like amoebas? That's how they reproduce?
But this genetic explosion thing... Wait. So they didn't... So there are other Time Lords out there. They're just all sterile? Is that what they're implying? Because she just said extinction is taking a little while.
It sounds like they're... But
Is that how the... Is that what happened in that... That fucking episode of... Or that season of... Because it's... Hang on, I'll get that thought in a second.
I'm just shocked. I might, bigger Doctor Who nerds than I can chime in, but I don't think they've ever said any of this. This is new information that Time Lords are sterile and don't make babies.
Well, but I guess that's because of what happened in her season, right? Because the Time Lords come back in the female season, right? And then they die again, right?
Yeah, and Jodie Whittaker.
Yeah, the Jodie Whittaker season.
Master wipes out Gallifrey again, which is stupid, but yeah, I guess that might have also...
I guess that's when the genetic roasting happened? Because they definitely had children before.
So I don't know, I guess... I thought maybe they were saying that Time Lords are always sterile, but the bi-generation is the closest they get to making babies?
Surely in the other season... I mean, he has a granddaughter. I guess you never really hear about it.
I guess it could also be a, like... Maybe the first Doctor bi-generated when he was younger, son or daughter, and then they bi-generated, and that's his granddaughter.
Maybe.
Or maybe the sterilization is a recent thing. This is very weird either way. I guess, like, the radiation of the time vortex, like, fucks their junk up.
I guess.
It's like, it's like the cathode rays from an old TV. It makes your sperm count low. What a weird thing to add to the mythology. I never needed to know.
In the 11th hour as well, literally.
Yeah, in the middle of all this, they're like...
You couldn't think of a better reason why she needed Omega?
Maybe he's the only Time Lord who's not shooting blanks.
Yeah, that's what she basically said. She said she needs his genetic materials to raise a new bunch of Time Lords.
Yeah, he needs his virality.
His virality? I see what you did there.
Yeah, man.
They just talked about bi-generation like it's always been a thing. That is so weird. I thought that was like a really rare thing, you know?
I gotta go back and check the tape, but when David Tennant and Nakuti pop out of each other, the vibe seemed to be this was something that's never happened.
Yeah.
They were both like, hey man, we're always surprising, but I guess the Ronnie did it, and she implied that that's how their species procreates? If I'm reading that right, but I might not be. It could be like you're saying, it's just after the Jodie Whittaker season. They're all sterile.
Yeah. I either way, that's real weird and real dumb, but...
It's weird that, like, Russell T Davies thinks he can drop that, and then, like, I care about the rest of this episode. I'm just like, what are we talking about? Now I'm like, well, wait, like, the Master had a human wife, and they were getting down. I mean, I guess they can still have a sex drive, but not have babies, but, like,
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I can't imagine if you go back to those old Doctor Who episodes, there was an implication the Time Lords weren't having any babies at all.
No, it doesn't seem right, because, again, he has a granddaughter, and I mean, that's always been a fan discussion. Like, is she actually his biological granddaughter, or is it? Does
he ever say anything about her being a Time Lady, or is she ever directly referenced as a Time Lady?
Well, that's always been the confusing part. Sorry, I'm on the road. This guy won't get out of the way. No, I'm kidding. That's happening outside.
I'm on a ad as well.
I am as well.
Okay.
So that's good because of the non-stop honking. Oh, that's actually a car alarm that's going off. I'm gonna have to move. That can take however long it takes to.
I want to learn. So, anyways, about this. Does he ever call his granddaughter a Time Lady, or does she ever say I'm a Time Lady?
Hold on, sorry. I know you want to find out, but I can't talk with this. Listeners at home, I apologize. You're getting an unfortunate peek behind the curtain that I live in a city, and thus there's a lot of. Okay, as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, that's been a long time debate among Doctor Who fans, is whether Susan is a Time Lord or Gallifrey. There's like a distinction between the two.
Right, right.
Because there are people in Gallifrey who are like the guards, and like Leela, the fourth Doctor companion, she stays behind on Gallifrey.
Oh, does she?
And so, yeah, and fans are always like, what's the deal with that? Like, are those Time Lords too? Is like everybody on Gallifrey Time Lord? Oh, I'm back, but I'm pausing.
Yeah, I paused too.
Are you back?
I am back. I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm looking at one of the blunder beasts coming at me.
Yep. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, so I guess we're learning stuff that I didn't want to know, and that more confuses me than excites me. And Russell T Davies at one point was pretty good about like lore expanding. Like he made the Time War sound really cool and like all the hints, and that was all super well done. So
Right.
Something went weird from like Davies season onward, man. Where I don't know what he's adding to Doctor Who mythology. I'm not feeling.
I'm not particularly vibing on.
No.
Oh my god.
You're what to...
Man, this baby is just like the most important baby in all of Doctor Whodom. And we already did this with River Song, so...
Yeah, exactly. This time the Doctor's actually a dad, which is wackaroni and cheese, man. I don't know. I mean, at least he's not a... At least so far, he's not a latch, he's not running out to get a pack of cigarettes.
Never returning.
Yeah. He's at least doing the responsible thing when he learns he has a child. He's, very committed to helping out.
Man, I'm so glad we're seeing UNIT shooting up shit with their Tower of Babylon.
Very much. Their Avengers Tower, but for UNIT.
Yeah, man, it's something.
Also, kind of unrelated, but it does make me laugh that, like, the new Doctor Who series really tried to build up Torchwood as a big deal, but because that show never really particularly took off, we've never heard about them again. Like, they've just been like, you know what, the old series had UNIT. We don't really need a second secret government organization helping out the Doctor.
Yep.
So just like, fuck Torchwood. Goodbye. Because if you remember, David Tennant era is just like dropping Torchwood this and Torchwood.
Yeah, they're Torchwood astronauts.
Exactly, and it's so funny that it's like, nope. Nobody cared. People liked Captain Jack. People didn't care much about Torchwood one way or the other, so we're never hearing about them again. Ooh, they're having a Sonic. He's winning with his Sonic thingy.
Yep. That is a thing that just happened.
Yep, he sent her like weird Sea-Doo thing.
Oh, I'm glad her tower has a fucking spinny thing.
Yeah, I guess you can.
I guess if that was 1990s, this would be a toy set.
Oh yeah. Like the cool bone guys you could make out of Lego.
Yeah.
So what was even the point of the Ronnie creating this dystopian fake 50s society?
I think to make the reality thin enough that she could find the Omega in this the underverse. It's some real superhero shit, really, when you get down to it. There's an underverse.
It is. There's a land down underverse.
Yeah.
I come from a land down. Hey, you know, I don't think there's been an Australian doctor. That should be the next one. He should generate into Ben Mendelsohn. Ben Mendelsohn would kind of make a badass doctor.
I was about to say, you unintentionally gave a really good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this lady? Do you remember who this lady is?
No, I keep thinking she's Kate Stewart, but then my brain goes, oh wait, no, it's not Kate Stewart. It's a different older blonde lady.
She said the doctor saved her life once, but I don't, for the life of me, remember when that happened.
Maybe that's a companion from the old series I'm not recognizing. I'm not sure. Oh right, he's the author of the Doctor Who books. Well, I'm glad Ruby's just gonna have a showdown with Conrad. I guess that was her whole arc.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I would be very weirded out if the Doctor was the one to do that, because...
Yeah. But, like, that also means, like, so that was Ruby's whole thing, was just her arc was, like, shooting her dumb boyfriend instead of, like, I thought she was a pretty good companion in the first season, but now she's been, like, kind of sucked into this Conrad story, and that's all we're getting out of her. I do like this bit. Ooh.
Okay. I'm telling you, man, this guy better be in a fucking Ku Klux Klan pyramid mask, man.
Better be in his crazy ass pyramid head thing. Well, he also had in the Fifth Doctor, they gave him a different lamer mask, where he kind of looked like a bug guy. Here, I'll send it to the chat. Yeah, so like that's what he looked like the second time he showed up in the classic series when he looked
that is not nearly as cool as his OG appearance.
Like a Power Ranger monster of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, oh, is his dad Omega? No, I think this is his trauma or whatever. I don't think his dad's gonna turn out to be somebody.
No.
Or maybe he's the Doctor's son and Susan's father, and that's why he's such a jerk.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah, these crazy things that are like half Matrix, kind of Fifth Element. Also, they kind of look like a Soul Calibur character.
They do. I was gonna say they look like Dune characters too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They would be in House Harkonnen.
Yep, they look like Harkonnen, like navigators or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, she's selling him on like
on smooching.
She's killing him with kindness, which I'm not sure how I feel about.
No, he's a bad dude.
Yeah, someone that irredeemably bad.
Yeah.
Show him a little love, and he'll be okay.
Oh no. No.
Oh, they're giving him like.
No, he just looks like Anubis. Oh my fucking god, he's just a bone guy!
Why does he look like he looks like a villain from like...
He looks like Voldemort! Baby Voldemort!
It is Voldemort when he gets the last piece or whatever. He also looks like someone from Banjo-Kazooie would fight this. He would be a boss in a Banjo-Kazooie game.
God, it's terrible!
So lame, man. We didn't even get his Ku Klux Klan mask. Is he just gonna eat her? Yep.
Oh, is that just the end of the Ronnie?
Yep.
That's so fucking lame!
Yep. Well, she should have learned not to.
Oh, is the lame one gonna get away?
Maybe the more Ronnies he eats, the more he ends up looking like his old self. I hope so. Ooh, my little doctor. Oh, they like set her up to come back later?
I guess.
And it was the lamer one?
Yes, the lamer one. I guess Mrs. Flood has a little clearer schedule than whoever the other girl was.
Yeah. He was like, "Look, I'm out of here, man." Yeah, exactly. Like, what's that Miss Flood up to? Somehow something tells me she ain't winning no BAFTAs. I don't mean to be mean. Is he gonna start singing "I'm a Goofy Goober"? Oh, is it gonna be his beautiful granddaughter? Oh no,
it's the doohickey. Oh look!
The Vindicator, that's it.
Oh, is he just gonna shoot a laser at it and put it back in the hole? I guess that's more than Nakuti usually gets to do, so...
Yeah, at least he's shooting a thing. I mean, it's kind of not a doctory resolution, it's just, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando would have done the same thing. Just shot the bad guy with a gun. But... Oh, did she reborn him as a baby?
That would be funny if she did.
I think that's what it was. It was like, I love you, man. Maybe you need a second chance to have a not sucky parent. I guess that's his resolution. Yeah, man, we're just doing a Jean-Claude Van Damme ending.
Yeah. We literally just shot a laser at that dude and put him back in his hole.
He didn't even show up as a creeping mask, man.
No, he got like what, he got 2 lines?
Yeah, that would have been like what Brendan Fraser fought in the 4th Mummy movie.
It looked very much like Emotep when he's still gooey.
If they'd done a 4th one with like an Aztec mummy, that would have been the villain. Yeah, where is her TARDIS? Oh, this whole bone room was a TARDIS? I don't know.
Yep.
She made it an evil.
I guess his nursery was the TARDIS.
That is one of the funnier lines in the short where David Tennant meets the 5th Doctor, where he's like looking around David Tennant's TARDIS going, "What have you done to the TARDIS? You've changed the desktop theme." That's a Moffat-written episode, which you can tell, because it's good.
Because it's good. We just kind of barreled through that ending, didn't we?
Yeah, he just, Lorani got eaten, and then he shot a laser beam at the bad guy until he went away, until he was like... And there's still half an hour to go, so maybe there's more. But it doesn't seem like it. Feels like this is just going to be the resolution.
No more wishes.
Also, is he really going to give both of the companions a baby?
Well, you got to... I mean, where is this baby going if not to Ruby's mom? Didn't they already give her a baby? Didn't she get a baby at the end of the last season?
Maybe, because wasn't she the baby?
She was the baby, but I also thought she got another baby. There was that...
Didn't she save the baby from a goblin and then gave it to
I think so, yeah.
those poor mothers of Ruby? Just have to
Just keep getting babies.
to them in their old age, man. Also, I'm sorry. Like, I guess I don't want to get into this. More suited to discuss this one way or the other can chime in. I do find it mildly sexist that we're like giving both of the companions a baby.
Both of the female companions a baby, yes.
This is kind of weird to me.
Well, and Anita's pregnant, so there's a lot of babies in this episode.
Yeah, man, it's just like moms rule, babies rule. If you're a lady, the best thing you can be is a mommy. I don't know, man. Did it have to happen to every female character?
Okay.
I have another ad.
I have another ad, too. So,
Sweet taste Coca-Cola.
yep, so the Ronnie, she both survived and died, technically.
The Ronnie I preferred got eaten.
Yep.
And this one Ronnie is like,
I'm out of here. Peace out, bro.
Yeah.
And then Omega came out looking like looking like baby Voldemort.
I would have liked the 5th Doctor Omega with the weird bug helmet.
That would have been better.
And him not. They should have at least given him a third cool helmet. He could have taken it off and he's a zombie man. I would have been fine with that. But just give me a helmet at first.
Yeah. He got like 2 lines, man. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, he said, "My little doctor," and then he said, "You're yummy, Ronnie. I'm gonna eat you." And that was it.
And he talked about eating the world, and the doctor was like, "Okay, well, I shoot you now. Pew pew."
My Vindicator laser beam.
Yeah.
Vindicators, by the way. YouTube always tells me that's the worst episode of Rick and Morty, but I haven't watched a lot of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, whenever I get Vindicators, it's about the Rick and Morty superhero team, the Vindicators.
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, for some reason, that's a popular 3-hour video essay genre on YouTube, is just a lot of, like, what, first episode. I ain't even watched this show.
Alright. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, they're dropping this baby off.
He's human by birth.
This is weird, man. This makes the Doctor seem like he's just like making babies just all over the planet. I don't know. I don't approve of this take on the Doctor, where
he just sonics up some paperwork. That's not how that works.
Joe Sunday. Is this how they're gonna do Susan? I feel like this might be.
Maybe, man. I mean, Susan keeps showing up.
Like,
has the thing that you got spoiled on happened yet?
No.
Okay.
So get ready to be. I mean, I feel like did what you got spoiled for happen?
Not yet. No, you would have heard a very loud, angry roar from me.
I think we're talking about the same thing.
We might be, which is going to be even more funny. It's funny either which way.
I know it's something that would specifically make you, Tanner, very angry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yes. We probably are talking about the same thing.
It's 2 little words.
Yep. Are they just taking this baby?
Ruby Roo. He's just like, well, I've given 2 women a baby each.
It's time to go.
Time to just. Ooh. I mean, something bad's probably gonna happen, right? Or is it like
Are we getting rid of the baby right now? What's going on? There's something weird.
I guess they're a happy couple. This is insane. I don't know how to, like.
I don't know. This thing is getting smaller and smaller.
morphing or something, and Ruby notices. Was this all an illusion?
Nope, baby's gone. Baby in the air.
Kind of feels like the end of the new Twin Peaks, you know?
Yeah.
Just suddenly, like, everyone's gone, and it's like, what year is this? And then Ruby's gonna scream, and then all the lights are gonna go out, and that's the end of the story.
So they said, who's Poppy, so...
Yeah. I guess there wasn't no baby after all.
That's so all that, and I guess they just got rid of the baby in the end anyways.
So he just wanted to make me uncomfortable and weirded out for half an hour and then just disappear the baby?
I guess.
The way that was done kind of reminds me of a really good, a Twilight Zone that really messed me up as a kid. Where 3 astronauts come back from outer space. They're like the only survivors of a space crash or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then like suddenly there are only 2 of them, and one of them's like, "What are you talking about? 3 of us?" And they're like, "No, there are only 2 people in the capsule." And then one of them disappears, and he's like, "Oh my god, what's happening?" And then he's like, "What are you talking about? There was only you in that capsule." And then at the end he disappears and like unmanned capsule crashes, and you're like, "What the fuck?"
That is very freaky.
Yep, they all just blinked out of existence one by one.
A long time ago, that space baby lives far... Wait, I'm so confused. I guess they're talking about the baby Poppy that Ruby and the doctor met, but was that the real Poppy all along?
Maybe this is gonna be his origin story. Maybe he's his own father or something.
Ooh, you're your own grandfather.
Yeah,
Ah!
a Roswell that ends well.
One of the best episodes of Futurama.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, a lesson in responsibility for Mr. I'm my own grandfather.
Yeah, I'm my own grandfather. Or when they dig up Bender's head at the end, he's like, How are you doing, Bender? You've been buried there for millions of years. I was doing pretty good till you guys showed up."
Is it? It's June 2nd, actually. Thank you very much.
Oh yay! It's May 20. We survived May 24th.
I can't wait to see these two be together in that Udemy show I'm definitely not going to watch.
Yeah, I'll get to it.
Eventually.
And then he was just sitting around, just kind of like opening the door, being like, "I'm here too, I guess." There were way too many characters in this finale.
There was!
Also, good for her for not joining Unit, man. I don't need more people to just get sucked into Unit. The boss.
Wait, what? Who's the boss? Oh no.
That was something they set up in the first David Tennant back episode. The Beep the Meep said, like, "I work for the boss," and they never went back to who the boss was. So
surely we're gonna find out all who the boss is in this next season of Doctor Who.
Which is definitely gonna happen.
They're trying to do an angel an angel reference. The partners, but it's just the boss.
Senior partners, man. But who cares? The boss is going to turn out to be something from the old series, and it'll come out as like a CGI thing, and it'll blow up immediately.
Yep.
Like, I know how Davy's right. He's just going to do what for Omega.
Oh, could they not get Mel in for another?
Nah, she married Conrad, right?
No, no, it's just a YouTube video.
Oh, so he's like amnesic now?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I'm glad he got a second chance at...
I guess life. I guess she did a kind thing.
Wait, did her hair change all of a sudden? It looked like she had a wig in that shot.
I don't know. Maybe there were some reshoots.
I thought for a second it was that she was aging, because her hair looked totally different in that shot. I guess it might be a thing that Poppy escaped the time zone to go back to old Gallifrey and grew up to be Susan. That's my current theory, because they haven't dropped Susan yet.
Oh, that's the girl who was working for Anubis. That's the Anubis girl from whose name was Susan, and everybody was like, "Oh, it's the doctor's daughter,
Right.
or doctor's granddaughter."
Like, no, Susan equals Sutek on your butt, or whatever the twist was.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Ruby remembering what it was like to be an orphan or whatever.
I guess.
That's why she's like, you can't just abandon your imaginary kid or whatever's going on here. I don't know, man.
What time explode? Oh wait, that's right. When that guy became a sperm again.
Oh, that's right.
Oh right, he's been through her entire life.
Oh yeah.
God, this is.
Right. Old lady Sutek was a baby, but technically an old lady. But she's young because she just popped out of the TARDIS.
I guess.
This is getting weird, man.
Kate just said sometimes I think we're all your children. We're really doing the baby thing, aren't we, man?
I guess that includes Belinda, who is the mother of his child in one reality.
But you always had a daughter, technically, because you had a granddaughter.
This is weird, man. I don't know. Is that what they're setting up in the next season?
The search for Poppy?
Okay, I got another ad.
Okay, I got another ad. How you feeling? We have 18 minutes left.
I'm not feeling great, I gotta be honest. At this point, it's just like... I'm not even mad anymore. I'm kind of just more like... There's so much being revealed and changed, and there's like twist upon twist.
All to give the doctor a baby, which is a very interesting, like... We're really throwing some hoops and jumping in the air to get this baby. What was that?
There's like 15 minutes left. Is anything gonna happen with Susan?
No, I maybe she'll show up to be like, I know exactly where my mother is, Doctor.
Yeah, and the Poppy was my mom, and like in a Russell T Davies thing, it's like an anagram for Grand Poppy.
Yeah, sure. Know. He does like to use his
goofy twists. And I am Lord Voldemort.
Yeah.
From Marvello riddle thing. He's always doing that.
We just, like, breeze through the problem, too. Like, there was a real, like, okay, well, we gotta be done with this so we get back to Poppy stuff, so let's just shoot the Omega with a big-ass laser. And Conrad, we'll just wish him gone, you know?
Yeah. Like, we poofed him into his happy ending as a dishwasher, but maybe not. I don't, like...
Alright, I'm ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm playing. Oh, sorry,
Right.
sorry, I didn't pause.
No, you're good.
TARDIS wobbled, and Belinda and Ruby are, like, hugging each other. 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay. Let me know when you're at him pacing in front of the console.
Okay. Grunts, he's pacing.
Okay.
Just made a rotation past the jukebox. And now he's having, like, bad reflux. I've been there, man.
Is this... No.
Why is he regenerating?
Wait, no!
He says I like this face, so he's like... This is the end of him. Hey, look at her.
Oh!
Judy the Whittaker.
Wait, what?
Why is she back? I mean, I always like seeing Jodie Whittaker, but, like, I don't know. Why is this in the middle of this episode?
I'm surprised it's not the other guy. He's always turning up. I guess at least it's not David Tennant.
I guess that's the gag, yeah, but, like...
Jodie Whittaker was not on my... Was that your 2 words that you saw?
No. I would not be angry. I'm not angry. This is okay.
I guess it's cool that he got to have a doctor on... Well, he did technically have a doctor on Doctor...
Yeah, he was born from a doctor.
Yeah.
On a doctor episode.
I guess it's cool that she got one.
Well, why wouldn't this just, like... Why is this here of all places? I don't know. Like, just make that an episode. Also, it's kind of crazy that Nakuti Gatwa, his intro, he had to share with a doctor.
And now his ending.
With a doctor. Oh. Okay, so they don't know what a bi-generation is, so that was not the case that I thought was what they were telling me. The bi-generations are how Time Lords make babies.
Is that all she was there for?
I guess.
No, it's not going strong. That's part of the problem.
Yeah, man. I wouldn't say this is super strong. Dude, if this is the actual last episode, if there's not more, what a weird thing to go out on. I wish we had long... Oh, so they're being meta about the fact that he didn't have very long as the Doctor.
May we always wish that.
Yeah, man. You could have run for 8 seasons and we would have wished you were there longer. Okay, well, that's small. Aw, he loves her.
I do like how he's like, we never say things like that, but he's the one that does. I enjoy that. That is a Nakuti Doctor thing. He does say I love you.
Yeah, they did sum it up nicely, like what made him special among
Yeah.
the Doctors. Yeah, like I said, wearing his heart on his sleeve.
He's the only Doctor to really say I love you to people.
Yep.
Man, we're really regenerating, man. Like this is crazy. All to find his daughter.
And no Susan. There was that old lady not gonna make it to whatever like conclusion they're setting up. They really should have been like, hey, that lady who plays Susan in his game. Holy crap, he's regenerating in crazy, like, Tekken 3 kind of way.
Yeah, he's doing a fatality.
Yeah, he's doing Liu Kang or whatever.
Oh, shit is breaking.
Whoa, he's busting up reality.
Just like Goku and Broly did in their fight.
Oh, wow. He's going to go into the hyperbolic time chamber. Train for 1,000,000 years before he can save Poppy or whatever. Maybe it'll be a Goku Gohan situation with him and this child he's abandoned. Oh, he broke through the realities with his regeneration powers.
Oop, there goes gravity.
Yep, there goes. He choked, he's so mad.
Yep.
Regeneration energy swells. You know what else is swelling? His biceps. I didn't realize he was this awful man.
Oh.
Look at them shoulders. I didn't realize.
He's a good looking man.
Well, I know he was a good looking man. I didn't realize he had guns that way. Aw, he's back with his mother or his wife. Jesus. It's so crazy that was Belinda's story, was to make a baby. That was not where I was expecting that character to go.
Is the doctor just settling down? Is that his...
Is he just gonna, again, is it gonna be just each doctor will bi-generate and the last one will just live a domestic life? Is that how it ends?
Every doctor that bi-generates lives a domestic life?
Yeah, with Anita, that's very annoying that they brought her back and they didn't use her for, like, I mean, I don't like this either way, but... Oh, she meant get me home to our child the whole time. What?
Wait.
So, I'll never get over this. I mean, I'm sure I will, because I got over by generations, but, like, holy Toledo.
Wait, that mom's acting... Oh, is that not his daughter, then? Wait, was it all a lie? Was the baby a lie?
I don't know.
It must be. If it was his actual daughter...
That was her mom. She mentioned that in episode 2.
Yeah.
She was a violinist or whatever, but...
Yeah, Uncle Doctor.
Yeah? Richie was... Oh, okay. No, I thought that was her, like, boyfriend in the first episode.
No.
But...
So
it wasn't...
It was never his baby to begin with. Wow.
so he's like, I'm an uncle, not a doctor. I don't know.
What a weird.
A. Your real dad?
I don't like that the doctor can't have children. It's really don't like that.
It's a little odd, and it does, like, I think it kind of takes one, like it's, I've talked about this, where it's a tricky balancing act where you gotta reveal stuff about the doctor, but if you do too much, it kind of reduces some of the mystery.
Yep.
And I think him not having kids kind of locks him away from a lot of potential, you know, like, that makes him one less thing. I don't know. Not even that I'm like, the doctor should be virile, because that doesn't matter, but like...
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't want to know one way or the other.
Yeah.
I don't know what, like...
I guess this is her ending because she's a mom?
Yeah, it was all about him being a mom, which is very wacky.
What a weird way for this doctor to go out, man.
Yeah, with the familial drama, I don't understand. This was so not Nakuti, it wasn't really Belinda, but I guess maybe if I rewatch it with a twist in mind, it'll all make sense, but I ain't doing that. I'm doing that anytime soon, my friend. I mean, I guess the doctor leaving doesn't matter as much now that we've got bi-generation and
Yeah.
come back to say hello, but still, it's like, I'm gonna miss this guy.
It honestly is such a fucking shame, man. He is such a good doctor, and like under other hands, I really think, like this part is amazing. Like him. And I really love how they summed up his doctor. He's the one who says, I love you.
Yeah, that was beautiful. He honestly should have just regenerated there. That would have been a good goodbye. I do like this scene, though. Like, you know, he... Aww.
He's so fucking charismatic, too. And his smile is so bright. It really just is such a fucking shame, man. I will die on that horse. That, like, this dude is just such wasted potential.
I mean, he had such... Yeah, exactly. Like, goddamn, like, having a doctor that radiates so much love feels like it could have really been something so powerful.
Yeah.
He only got to do it in fits and starts. I'm thinking of the movie Yellow Submarine, where John Lennon beats the giant evil glove by just saying love a lot, and big love words come out and smush the monster. Like, it's just in that stuff, man. I don't want to do this alone, either. Don't worry, Nakuti, you got us. I know we've made fun of this episode, but you've been awesome.
I know, it's wait.
Oh my god, I do love that. I'm never alone with you. That's really beautiful.
I know, man! And look at him doing this in, like, the middle of a nebula. I'm so fucking pissed, man.
He didn't want to regenerate alone, so he freaking... That almost getting me choked up in my slightly watered state, that he's, like, he wanted to regenerate with the rest of the world. always wanted a Doctor. Well, I guess I won't spoil it in case I ever write it. So never mind. I'm holding on to that.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Dude.
Dude! Okay, so
dude!
It's the same thing.
I'm... Oh no, don't you do it. Don't you fucking do it.
Oh, poor old Nakuti. Goodbye, Nakuti. I'm probably mispronouncing your name, but goodbye.
God.
There it is.
Fucking damn it. Fucking...
Ew.
Oh! Fuck that, man.
Jodie Whittaker is the Doctor. And introducing Billy Piper.
But not credited as the Doctor.
Interesting. So maybe it's a fake out and it's really gonna be somebody else. Either
Fuck way. That. Fuck that. It did to the 11th power. That is.
I know the reason is because Russell T Davies cannot let Rose go. But, like, what did Rose have to do with any of the Cootie era of Doctor Who?
Oh, man, that is... We did indeed have the same spoil, because I...
And that's what I was... Okay, but you seemed confused about what I was saying. What I'm saying is, if the show gets canceled, there's no way it's going to be Billy Piper when it inevitably comes back.
That's what I'm saying. There'll be a whole... Imagine if Doctor Who gets canceled. And
that's what I was...
A decade later... Yeah.
Let's say Doctor Who gets canceled. It comes back 5 years later, and they cast, like I said, Giles from Buffy as the Doctor. Like, they're not gonna bring up this Rose thing.
No, and like they would never.
Russell T Davies would care about.
Well, and like it would have to be on a hiatus. I would tentatively say a decade, because that's how Doctor Who. Because isn't that how the decade that was gone for a decade then came back, right? Or was it longer than a decade?
For the first time in 1989, and it didn't come back till 2005, so 16 years, but in 1996 there was the 8th Doctor TV movie, which was supposed to bring it back, but nobody liked that show, that movie, so it remained canceled.
That is fucking... I honestly... I would have enjoyed it more if he had regenerated into David Tennant again. Than fucking Billy Piper. That is so mind-bogglingly dumb. Like,
yep.
That is fucking crazy that they are bringing Billy Piper back to be something.
And again, why? Because, I mean, I guess David Tennant was just on it, but, like, there was no mention of Rose. Nakuti Gatwa didn't care about Rose more than any other Doctor, you know? Like...
No! David Tennant didn't even come back. It was Jodie Whittaker who gave him his last little pep talk.
And also, it sucks for Nakuti, because I thought that was a fairly beautiful regeneration overall. And now you're mostly just going, what the hell? Instead of remembering it? Because how can you think about anything else than Billy Piper grinning at the camera?
Oh, man, that is... What a weird... Like, surely you know... Did he think that was going to bring in the seats? Like, to get that next season made?
Like, oh my god, I miss Rose so much. Maybe she's going to bi-generate and then she can go make out with 15th Doctor.
God, wouldn't that be horrible?
That might be what he's setting up, right?
Oh, they would have to meet again, right? Like, there's no way Rose is going to be the Doctor and, like, David Tennant, bi-generated Doctor, won't come by and be like, oh, it's Rose. This woman has been a companion, a doomsday device, and now the Doctor. Isn't that fucking insane?
Because she's the best companion to ever have lived, according to Russell T Davies, and, like, nobody else. Like...
That is...
I don't know, man.
That is crazy. And, like, I know the Doctor sometimes uses faces he's seen before, but, like... Peter Capaldi was such a one-off character that it almost just felt like you could explain it in your head, right? But, like, this is just...
It's so crazy, because I thought the ending of Day of the Doctor with Tom Baker coming back as the curator That is so beautiful. And the way he says, in the future you might find yourself revisiting some old faces, but just the old favorites, right? That's the line?
Yeah.
And I took that to mean, oh, that's cool. Eventually, after some point in the future, far, far after all of us are gone, the Doctor will choose to return back to Tom Baker and retire. Like, I thought that's what that was setting up. Alone.
Right.
Just that is the conclusion to the Doctor. But I guess future showrunners, Moffat included, I'm not letting him off the hook with the Capaldi thing, he decided, like, oh, that line means we can just do whatever we want. We can just
cast whoever we want, whoever might be interesting.
And whoever from the old series wants to come back.
David Tennant can return. Capaldi can return.
Be a doctor for some reason. Wouldn't Rose feel weird to know the Doctor turned into her?
Yeah. Well, I don't think she'd be very happy about it.
Rose Tyler, the character herself.
Because it's not like she's Rose. She has to be some weird Rose Doctor hybrid, and that's like a whole thing to figure out, man. I couldn't imagine being like, oh, now I got to figure out how to be. Because again, with Capaldi, he wasn't an actual companion or anything. So he could just be like, and he was in a specific Roman episode, so.
Yeah, and as he said, that was to remind him, like, to do the right thing or whatever. I didn't mind that because that had an emotional connection, but Rose isn't nothing to the Nakuti Doctor. Like,
that is so. Yeah, no, he didn't say a single thing about Rose. He's never even mentioned Rose.
No.
What a weird fucking thing to do. It's just very.
I mean, I do think it might just be a fake out, like maybe he pulled Rose across the timeline or something, because they didn't introduce her as the Doctor, so maybe it is just going to be to get conversation going. And
while they scramble to find a new Doctor, I guess.
Here, I'm actually going to read you something. Doctor Who Series 15, so let's talk about the next season, what Wikipedia says. Future. A third series with Davies as showrunner was being planned by November 2023. By the following June, Davies was working on the series' fourth script, despite it not having been commissioned, with recording initially expected to begin in 2025. Gatwa made similar claims regarding a filming schedule on an episode of The Graham Norton Show, but these comments were edited out prior to public broadcast. So they were already like, hold on, let's not say anything.
Let's not get any big ideas over here.
Yeah, you're getting a little too big for your britches, Gatwa. The BBC later said an official decision on the future series would be made after the 15th series was transmitted, while also mentioning the original contract with Disney Plus was for 26 episodes. The future of the program as a whole, as well as Disney's, widely speculated. If produced, it is reported a 16th series would likely not air until 2027 at the earliest.
Wow.
Shortly before Series 15 aired, and this is a bad one, Davies on the CBBC show News Round suggested any hiatus, if it were to occur, would likely be lengthy, stating, sometimes there might be a pause, and during that pause, the viewers of News Round will now grow up a few years and start writing stories, and they'll bring it back. So he's kind of saying, like, he didn't confirm it's going away, but he's like, if it did go away, it would be for a really long time. And they're saying, yeah, at the earliest 2027. So, like, we gotta wait for 3 years to find out that Billy Piper's not actually the Doctor. Like, that's gonna suck.
And again, like, how are you gonna do that? Like, I just very.
And that weirdly, for Davies, he makes a good point, because he's like, oh, the kids watching me on Newsround up and write their own Doctor Who episodes, and it's like, yeah, and which one of them is gonna want to bring back Billy Piper?
Yeah, that is, and it's just a retread of what he already did, because he brought David Tennant back and did like 3 specials.
The dude's got only one or two tricks, man. I don't know. I used to be like, we would argue about this, and I'd be like, no, Russell T Davies has a lot of strengths as a writer. I prefer Moffat. This one, I'm just full on, like, that dude is a hack. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, not even because this was the worst episode ever, but just like every idea was wonky. I don't know.
Every idea was wonky and half-baked and, like, doesn't make any real sense, and...
Each other until there was nothing going on. We didn't even see Susan!
Yeah, no, Susan, who has showed up in multiple episodes. They got her on set to film those show-ups. Did they just decide halfway through, oh, we're just gonna use you for a very minor thing? And
I'm looking at Wikipedia. Carol Ann Ford is 84, man. They better have shot like scenes with her already. I don't mean to be to that woman, but she is no spring chicken, man. You better, if you want to use her, you better use her, man.
The IO9, the top article is Doctor Who needs to go away and think about what it did. I don't necessarily disagree.
I kind of think so, because, man, oh man, mainly I'm mad for it doing Doctor Who himself, Cootie,
Nakuti, yeah.
Doing him dirty. I'm mad at it for doing Belinda Chandra dirty, and I'm also Ruby got kind of done dirty because he just left her feeling scared and panicked.
Yeah,
and we never went back to her.
I assume somebody sent her well, because she's the one who keeps remembering things, so I guess she remembers. She's gonna be very confused when she shows up in that unit show. It is like, oh, I guess that wasn't the Doctor's daughter all along, but I'm the only one who thought it is the Doctor. It's very fucking strange, man. Like, just real fucking strange. And, like, that episode ends 30 minutes before it actually ends. And the rest of it is to get a daughter back that's not even his daughter. And to do a regeneration that doesn't really mean anything because... Again, it's not his daughter, and I get the Doctor would regenerate for anybody to save anybody, but, like, that's really what...
I like that he sacrificed himself for one person. That's always beautiful.
Yeah, I wish it was a better person, though, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like, not somebody he had a weird, oh, I'm doing this for my child, but oh, wait, she's not my child.
Yes and no, my child. So odd.
God, man,
they just faked us out that was his kid for a whole episode for no reason.
For 2 whole episodes. They did it 2 whole episodes.
You got a baby, man. We made a baby with Ben. There's a very funny deleted scene from The Simpsons where Lisa is imagining being married to Nelson. And he pulls out a baby and he goes, "Our love created it somehow." That's all I could think of during this.
Dude, Billy Piper, man, that is...
Billy Piper as the 16th Doctor because the 14th Doctor was David Tennant again, which I'll never get over. I had gotten over it, but now I'm extra mad.
Because there's no way they won't meet again, right? Like, maybe that's how they're trying to save... you know what? That's it. That's how they're trying to save Doctor Who. By bringing back David Tennant and Billy Piper. And this is the only way they thought... Go ahead.
This is where... Sorry, no. You're right. This is where I'm going to get into, like, my annoyance at the second Russell T Davies era so far. Or maybe overall, if this is indeed the end of the show. But Jodie Whittaker era was not well received. Like... Fans didn't like it very much. It was, not a big old success. And Russell T Davies was very much a, like, in case of emergency, we're just going to break the glass, bring back David Tennant, bring back, a showrunner everybody's nostalgic for, or at least enough people. And I feel like it's a real, like, I don't mean to, like, be mean to fans of the Tennant era and Russell T Davies. They can be very annoying. They seem to believe that it's the only era of Doctor Who that matters. And I'm kind of like, hey man, you got what you wanted. I hope you're having fun.
Yeah.
The Doctor is turning into Rose.
Yeah, that's got to be it, right? Like the sale is going to be, so we have a David Tennant doctor, we have a Rose doctor, and now they can be Time Lords and ladies. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, that's so bad.
We're pulling something like that. Maybe like, and I do think like even if it turns out that this Rose is not the Doctor, it's still an excuse to give her like Time Lady powers, and then she and Tennant Doctor can smooch forever or whatever. I guarantee that's what what Russell T Davies is gonna try to pull off with this.
Man, is that fucking weird. Yeah, I can just see them being like a Time Lord, Time Lady duo bopping about. Though I guess they don't need two TARDISes anymore. You remember David Tennant got his own TARDIS too.
He got his own TARDIS, so yeah, I'm sure the 17th Doctor will bi-generate out of Billie Piper, and then she and Tennant will go make out forever.
Or what would be even crazier is if they had a baby, and the baby was the new Doctor.
Oh, it'll be a son of Doctor Who kind of
the
thing.
son of Doctor Who.
Like how Mutt Williams was going to be the new Indiana Jones. And they should have gone with that. But, what was I going to say on that subject? But it's also, again, like, he's just using his time as Doctor Who showrunner to just give companions happy endings that I didn't want to see again. I don't know, like, I love Donna, but she had a fine tragic ending at the end of the Tennant era. Or even bittersweet, because she's rich and happily married. She just doesn't remember her time with the Doctor, which is sad, but you know what? Life is not always perfect. And then it's like, nah, man, gotta bring back her memories and give her a happy ending with David Tennant. And then Billie Piper, it's like, hey, Rose, was left on the Bad Wolf Bay, and she could never be with the Doctor again, and that was kind of sad.
Didn't she? Didn't she get with the Doctor at the end? Doesn't she go into that alternate universe?
They undid her ending once by having her marry
fake human doctor.
Yeah, and then he split David Tennant again, and now I think he's gonna split Rose again.
Oh.
Maybe this Rose will be like, oh, the human Doctor died, so now I can be with the real Doctor like I always wanted to be.
Dude, this Billie Piper thing is like rocked me to my core. Like I guess I don't want Doctor Who to end because I don't really want it to end on this note, but I also really don't have any desire to see whatever this is going to be. So,
I mean, that's always the thing where like I feel like again this isn't the first time this has happened with something I like, where like it ends on such a convoluted note and you're kind of in a mixed vibe of like, well, I feel like they should finish this or else my head is just gonna hurt with all these bizarre unresolved threads, but also it's so unpleasant I don't actually want to see it again. Like I guess that's a good question. Like, would you rather this get resolved, or do you just want to like scorch earth, like never talk about this again?
Man, I don't know. I guess in 10 years maybe he'll regenerate into Matt Smith again. Stephen Moffat will come back.
Hey, why not? 16th Doctor Billie Piper, 17th Doctor Matt Smith again, 18th Doctor. Let's do David Tennant again. Why not? Third time around. This is all I feel like this is the perfect, because I'm one of those guys that moans and groans about how everything these days is a franchise or sequel make. But I feel like this new like backwards regeneration thing is like the worst example of that, where it's like, oh cool, Doctor now never has to progress. We can just keep eating ourselves, we're an Ouroboros of just regenerating into past Doctors until the end of time, and now we can regenerate into past companions too. And
give me my Amy. Where's my Amy Doctor Who season, or my Rory Doctor Who season?
Ooh, they can bi-generate into Amy and Rory.
Yeah,
two of them as the Doctor, and they'll have sonic screwdrivers. Yeah, why not?
Oh.
And that's just it. And again, what I like about Doctor Who, have always said, is the cool appeal of Doctor Who, even though it's never taken as much advantage of this as it should, but it's a show that can literally do anything and can change its vibe and lead every few years. That's why it was able to run 60s off and on.
Yep.
And I feel like this is so contrary to the spirit of Doctor Who that it's just like, but we can just look backwards forever. And
well, this is the era. I mean, not to get philosophical, but this is the era of entertainment we live in. It's just like how the Avengers, with all the Avengers stuff going on, and the Russo brothers having to return to save the MCU. It's just we can't move forward anymore. We have to keep going back to what works.
And look, to quote Into the Spider-Verse, it's a leap of faith. You at some point, I understand, coming up with new stuff is scary because people might not like it. It might fail on its own terms, and you really got to be brave and put yourself out there as a writer to be like, I came up with this myself. I hope you like it. But at some point, man, you can't keep living in the past. You got to do the Miles Morales thing off the building and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this with Doctor Who. And the Jodie Whittaker era, for all of its flaws, I really don't care for it overall for decisions it makes, but a lot of it was at the very least being like, here's my idea. It's not good.
Yeah.
But, this is what I got. And yeah, I feel like, and it's a bummer because on paper, Ncuti Gatwa, because this is also, I'm so annoyed that Russell T Davies makes it that I can't just talk about my feelings on Gatwa overall in his last episode because it's sandwiched between all this nonsense.
Yeah, all this weird shit.
Gatwa is the most outwardly lovey-dovey, hard-on-his-sleeve doctor. I feel like that would have been a great doctor for 2025, which is such a bleak and cynical year, where nobody feels super great. I don't know.
No, I don't disagree with you. I mean, I think that, as mad as I am about the Billy Piper thing, I think the anger that will stay with me longer is, this dude who is legitimately a good actor, legitimately a great doctor, and just didn't get to do anything. He wasn't even in 2 of his fucking episodes.
Yeah, and to your point about his smile, I feel like it's even now I'm getting too lofty, but even beyond him as a doctor, I feel like his smile could have been weaponized to do real good and be a healing force. But
yeah,
he was just, Russell T Davies was just nah, man, I wanna do Billy Piper and David Tennant and the whole kit and caboodle. And
they could be Time Lord and Time Ladies together, and
yeah,
we can do something with that whole... I'm telling you, that sterile thing, I'm really worried that we're going to get a David Tennant and Billy Piper baby type situation going on, because they really made sure to remind us that the Doctor is sterile, which is, again, not something I super love. It's something that you didn't really love either, that I have a feeling is going to get explored in some form or fashion.
I still think that we're going to have some timey-wimey stuff, and now I'm just getting the worst case scenario. Similar to the Buffy Season 8 comics, when she and Angel bone and end up actually creating the universe through their sexing.
Oh, yeah.
In a timey-wimey twist, I feel like maybe Dr. Rose and New Tennant are going to have a baby, and that baby will be the founder of Time Lord Society, and then that kid will have a kid that's Susan, and it's all a big old up-your-own-butt kind of thing.
God. Did Ncuti deal with any of, except for, the ones that kept getting brought back, the Ronnie and Anubis, did he deal with any New Who enemies? He didn't deal with the Daleks. He didn't deal with the Weeping Angels.
The Midnight Monster, I guess.
Yeah, kind of.
But even that one was very different and had transmogrified into a different rule, for the creature.
Yeah.
But no, he didn't deal. He didn't see the Daleks. He didn't see the Cybermen. He didn't see the Weeping Angels. He didn't see the Centaurans. I don't think.
No?
He didn't see the Ice Warriors or the Silurians. They're extra.
Man, that is just
Not that I
so...
wanted Adam Voster, because we don't need yet another character to come back at this point. But like, yeah, he really didn't tangle with a lot of the heavy hitters.
Man, that is just...
Which I kind of respect in the abstract, because it being Sutek and Ronnie and Omega's. On paper, I liked the idea of, like, we're gonna bring some, like, lesser explorer villains back. Like, that's cool. But, like, in practice, they're just there for such a short amount of time.
I can't believe that Omega was just a bit Voldemort baby that he shoved back into a bin using a laser.
Yeah, man, he just, like, he came out, he ate the Ronnie, the cool Ronnie, and he just, like with a broom with a raccoon, he was just like, get back, like, he just pushed him back out the door. And he didn't even get to look like a cool Ku Klux Klan ghost.
No! He didn't at all. This is insane,
or the weird
man.
Bugman in his second appearance that I sent you the picture of.
When that bit ended, we still had 30 minutes left of the show, because I looked just because I was curious.
Yeah.
30 minutes left to just take care of all of that.
And naive David 30 minutes ago, I was like, oh, because there's half an hour, that's got to be the Susan stuff. Like, we're wrapping that, like, she's going to come and hug him. Or why wasn't Jodie Whittaker Susan?
Yeah!
Wouldn't that have made way more sense?
Especially because she's been here, like, she showed up, like, in 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah, like, that would be the payoff to her floating head talking to Nakuti Gatwa, man. My only speculation, and this is going to be TMZ, so don't take all this with a grain of just celebrity. I'm just giving people bad names. Maybe Carol Ann Ford, since she's 84 years old, didn't want to shoot with Kuti Gatwa.
Yeah, maybe. I know Nakuti had, like, some pro-Palestinian or some comments that people tried to float out as being like, oh, that's the reason why he's getting shuffled off. And I was just like, I don't really think that's the case at all.
I don't buy that, but it did happen with the Scream lady, right? So I guess it's possible, but I don't know.
Man, they just shoved Nakuti in the bin, man. That's so fucking crazy to me. That dude just got his 18, and they were like, I don't know, you're out of here, man.
Yeah, we're good. They were kind of like, you know what, we're fine here. I mean, I guess we're gonna find out as time goes on and details come out. Like, was this his decision? Was this because we're wrapping up Doctor Who period? Like, I guess we're gonna figure out slowly, like, what the circumstances were.
Yeah, man, I
everything before is speculation.
Who would you? I'm gonna ask you a silly question. There's no real right answer for this, but of all the companions that get turned into the Doctor, who have you preferred the most?
Ooh, let's see. Nardole. He turns into Nardole.
He turns into Nardole at the end.
That would have been something.
Oh.
Or maybe like, do you remember Adam from the Christopher Eccleston season?
Yeah. He turns into Adam.
Yeah, the cute boy that Rose brought on for one episode, but then he used the time travel to try to make money, and the Doctor like booted him out of the TARDIS. Like that. Just bring that guy back, and everyone's like, who? Like, everyone does this. The Star-Lord who?
Let's see. Rory already became a Time Lord technically in another show. Clara actually also became a Time Lord in her own in this show.
Clara, just because I prefer Clara to Rose, but like, you know, would have been bad either way.
I'm trying to think of what companion I would have enjoyed. Amy feels too on the nose for me. You know what?
You live your truth, man. Amy's your favorite companion, right?
Amy and Rory are my favorite companion.
Yeah. Ooh, Wilfred. I mean, that guy passed away, unfortunately.
What if? What about the that? What if he just turned into Ruby Sunday? since they love her so much. Or Belinda Chandra. Maybe she would have turned into Belinda Chandra.
That would have just been like, I don't think people would have understood he regenerated. They would have just been like, oh, there's what's going on.
What a strange. I do agree with you though. I do think Belinda has to have given the worst short stack of all the companions.
Yeah, man.
By and far a country mile. Even in her season, there was an episode devoted to the previous companion.
Yeah, and again, she a character who previously had nothing to do with wanting to be a mommy was suddenly like, my whole goal in life was to have my baby or whatever.
And all this time I was talking about my baby and we just weren't mentioning that.
And also Ruby Tuesday got the freaking like baby, and then she just pawned him off on her mom's. I don't know, man. This was like, I think I'm probably forgetting stuff that baffled me. Like we haven't gotten too much into the sterilization stuff,
which must be from the Jodie Whittaker era, but like, I really wish that had been explained.
Look, actually, it auto-filled Time Lord sterile. So like, so people are clearly.
Where does the fugitive doctor fit into all this? Is she?
Yeah, they showed her once.
What did that ever? However did that get it? Well, in the montage of all the doctors on the screen.
Yeah, they show her.
They show her, and then she was also in the Story in the Engine episode.
Yeah, she popped up there. Which I liked her in that, actually. I thought that did a better, like, at least did stuff with her more than the Chibnall era. But yeah, her showing up again.
Is she supposed to be before or after Jodie, or is she like a weird? Is she kind of like the War Doctor in that she's not really a part of the number system here, or?
Remember, like, she's a because that was the Jodie Whittaker thing they kind of retconned, was that that was a Chibnall thing, buddy. But see, at least Chibnall's annoying things are easier
to understand.
And to understand, yeah, because they revealed Jodie Whittaker was actually a being called. Jodie Whittaker was in that era. It was revealed the Doctor was a being called the Timeless Child, which the Time Lords captured, and that's how they got their regeneration powers from. So there's actually been like hundreds of Doctors before the first Doctor, and the Fugitive Doctor was one of those, if I'm remembering right.
Oh, interesting.
And nobody liked that, so they kind of just ignored it. But again, like, that feels dumb, but that's more like Spider-Man is a clone or whatever. Like, that's a comic book thing. You can just be like, I'm just going to ignore that.
Right. You don't have to deal with sterility.
But okay, you are correct, according to the Doctor Who wiki, because yeah, the 15th Doctor and the Ronnie claim the surviving Time Lord capable of sexual reproduction and left sterile after the genetic explosion that wiped out the race, which was indeed what the Master did to Gallifrey in the Jodie era. Okay. So this is not something. This is not like a retcon of the Time Lord. This is something specific to.
It's still dumb as shit, but okay.
It's very dumb. Yeah, I guess like I said, the radiation Master was using just turned the Doctor's junk incapable of making babies, which I didn't need to know.
Also, that kind of defeats the whole point of regeneration, because the idea is you regenerate, so.
Yeah. So, but I guess that does confirm the Time Lords at one point could make babies, but now can't. Which, again, I don't know why you need an to. I wasn't wondering that, you know? Like, when the Master blew up Gallifrey the second time, I wasn't like, what happened to the Doctor's junk in that accident? I gotta know. Like, can he still have babies? Like, nobody was asking that question. It's like Flanders says, you know, Lisa Simpson, an answer to a question nobody
asked. Yep, Springfield's answer to a question that nobody asked.
That's Russell T Davies, man. Like, he's answering a question I didn't ask.
Man, that is just...
All right, I'm happy. I was actually like, the sheer amount of twists was like pummeling me into submission, but I got my rage back.
No, man, that Billy Piper thing is just the worst. I mean, again, I get a lot of people really like her, and they really think she's the best character. That's fine. I happen to think she's one of the worst companions, but more power to you. But just the idea that, like, Doctor Who is just hitting that rewind button as hard as it can to try and get back, just like everything else is nowadays. Like I said, the MCU, Star Wars.
Bringing back Billy Piper, like, why not?
It's just so silly and so stupid. I can't wait for Bond to reveal that Pierce Brosnan is the next James Bond.
Why not bring back Daniel Craig, even though we just killed him?
It's just
spoilers for No Time to Die. But see, like, and again, sorry, just new things to annoy me every time I'm thinking about this. But like, bringing back David Tennant, at the very least, those specials aired during the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who.
Right. So there was a precedence for it.
Like, okay, at least I can let it slide, because like, if you're doing an anniversary, that's a reason to be nostalgic and bring back your favorites or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But the Billy Piper is just like Russell T Davies, man. You give him an inch and he takes a mile. You know?
Yeah.
We were, though I will say, like, it's funny what you're saying. Like, people like Rose and Billy Piper, but like, people were really excited to have Tennant back. All the Tennant fanboys and girls. But during none of that did I hear, and you should bring back Rose, too. Like, I feel like only Russell T Davies cares that much about Rose, to be perfectly honest. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like even Tenet heads are not like, and they better bring Rose back. Like...
No, you don't think they have the same, they have the same drive to see her back? I think if you bring her back now, you have to connect her back to that David Tennant Doctor. That's the part, because, like, I agree with you. I don't think anybody wants to see Billy Piper presents the Doctor. People do want to see Billy Piper and David Tennant back together, though, so that, like, that has to be the reason to do it, right? There's literally no other reason to make this woman the Doctor.
No, I agree with you there. I guess, yeah, the only thing I'm wondering, maybe I'm just not traveling in corners of the internet, like not reading the right fan fictions or Tumblrs or whatever the kids are into, but I just don't feel like people wanted the Doctor back. People were even excited that Donna got her memory back, you know, to an extent.
Right.
I feel like people who specifically wanted Billy Piper and the Doctor to hook up, I feel like those have sort of faded over time. Like,
well, they gave her a Doctor to hook up with, so that also helps. Like,
I think that killed a lot of that ship's like enthusiasm overall. They're kind of like, oh, they kind of half-assed did it in a way that didn't really please anybody. So maybe this will like wake those guys back up, and they'll be like, oh boy, like it's really gonna happen this time. But I don't know. I'll have to feel what the internet's vibe is, because I just don't think there's as much demand for the return of Rose as Russell T Davies thinks there might be. Right,
as much as he's attempting to drum.
Yeah, but who knows? Like, I felt that same way about Victor Von Doom RDJ, but clearly there's at least some, like...
This is the epitome of, like... that, like, if Doctor Doom takes off his helmet and is like, it is me, Tony Stark. That is the exact that's the exact kind of vibe that this has. Oh look, yeah. Disney laying off several hundreds in TV and film entertainment. I'm sure Doctor Who is fine. It's just...
Yeah, I hope Billy Piper is not out of a job. Oh man, so I'm all raged out. Tanner, you got?
No, man. I'm gonna be thinking about this all night, man, and not in a fun way.
we might have to watch another classic Who. I mean, especially if we have three. Now,
I kind of want to go watch the Three Doctors. I really do. I was really excited for Omega, man. I watched some clips from his episode. I was like, this dude seems pretty cool.
he's pretty rad. I always thought he looked cool. Yeah, I'm down to watch. We should watch Three Doctors, but then we should watch the Fifth Doctor story, Arc of Infinity, where he returns.
Yeah,
Just to get all, we can have a nice Omegathon because we've already watched this episode, so yeah, you'll have seen all of his appearances.
I can't believe they made him a Voldemort baby. The dude look
instead of a cool looking Ku Klux Klan robe, man.
Yeah, he literally.
I remember there's a part I think in Three Doctors spoilers where we do see him unmasked, and I think he does have like an effed up face.
But he's not a giant Voldemort baby, I'd imagine.
No, I don't believe so. By my recollection, he's regular sized.
Oh, this guy's really mad on the internet.
Who?
But regardless of that, why did they do that to us proud Whovians? Is this a Dr. Seuss thread or no? It's Gallifrey. Okay, it's still a doctor.
Dr. Seuss.
Well, Who's? They're the Who's. It's so unfair. I know that making the episodes takes a while, but over a year, and after ending it with Rose Tyler in the role, I know it might not be as it looks, but I also know that it might be, and I believe that Rose could maybe make a good doctor.
Oh, no.
Why would you ever think that Rose could make a good... That's crazy.
That is insane. Now I'm just thinking of another Simpsons quote of that fits this and I want to get it right, so I'm looking it up. It's where it's the Super Bowl episode from like season 10, Sunday Cruddy Sunday, where at the end Pat Summerall does like a recap of the episode like a football game.
Right.
And the guy interviewing says, "Did it strike you as odd that in a Super Bowl episode with Dolly Parton we didn't see any football or singing?" And he goes, "I hadn't thought about it, but in retrospect, it was kind of a ripoff. What a way to treat the loyal fans who put up with so much nonsense in this franchise." So, I guess that dude is that guy.
He says Bill Potts will always be the worst companion. I don't even remember who that is, so I can't...
John Madden who says that line, that it was kind of a ripoff. Way to treat the fans. But anyway, what's he saying about Bill Potts?
He said Bill Potts will always be the worst companion, and I don't really remember who Bill Potts is, so I can't disagree with him.
That's Capaldi's last companion.
Oh, right. With
turned into a Cyberman. I like Bill Potts. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
She's a million times better than any of this crap. Yeah, her and Nardole and Capaldi I actually came to quite enjoy as a TARDIS team.
It's weird how big a role babies and pregnancies have played in RTD's second run.
No kidding.
Oh, I want the book of Doctor Who.
We gotta look up some Doctor Who fan theories for next time. But, in any case, alright, that was a lot of rage.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch some Omega episodes next to remember the good old days.
I hope you all enjoyed. Again, if you enjoy Billy Piper, you've got maybe good things to look forward to if Disney and the BBC don't cancel it and boot it into the Nexus or whatever that Time Lord well is that so sees all the whole of creation.
I mean, again, sorry, one more you could just watch, to your point, Day of the Doctor, where she plays the Moment, and you kind of already know what her Doctor's gonna be like if she's the Doctor.
She literally has played... Is she... I know, we gotta get... not one last thing. has she literally played the most things in Doctor Who. So now she was a companion. She was a weird AI super weapon, and now she's the Doctor. She has had 3 roles in this show.
Yeah, she's probably the most prominent Who character of all time. That's not true. I'm sure there's more, but like I guess Sarah Jane's. But I guess you mean in terms of how many different.
Like how many times they've brought her back to fit something, yeah. Like even David Tennant has, I mean, technically Capaldi got to be a side character and then a doctor. And David Tennant got to be a doctor twice, but she has been 3 different things in this show.
Yeah. I guess Amy Pond also was one of the Red Priestesses in the Capaldi Rome episode. So
yep.
like I guess she's 2.
She's 2, but again, she's not 3.
Nope. I guess Claire Oswald technically was playing many different characters. She was Dalek Girl, and then the nanny in the Snowman episode, and then modern day Clara. So I guess she's got quite a few.
And then she technically became a doctor in her own right because it ends with her trapped in between.
Oh, and then she showed up as the hologram, the last thing that Capaldi Doctor sees from the weird holograms.
There you go. I guess Clara technically wins out.
Which again, as Clara's #1 fan right here, I'm all about that. But I'm glad she trumped the evil Billie Piper. No, I don't blame Billie Piper herself for any of this. I think she does fine as Rose, and I am happy that she's getting some money out of this.
I mean, I guess she's cool as the moment. Like, I like her in that role, and it kind of makes sense because she doesn't even interact with David Tennant once. Like, that role is probably my favorite of her Doctor Who roles because, again, she's not even there for the David Tennant stuff. David Tennant doesn't even interact with her.
I really like her in that episode, and again, Moffat, because he's a good writer. Sorry, Russell T Davies, but like he knows how to bring Rose back in a way that's.
Yeah, I might go watch Day of the Doctor now, man. I need something to wash my.
I'm gonna have to rewatch some Russell T Davies that I liked. Sort of get all the negativity out of the air. Because man, this episode, my fresh reaction to it is not making me feel good. I feel too angry.
Was it is it the worst episode?
No, I don't think so. But it does annoy me more. Many, I guess.
It was worse than By Generation, at least. I got right. Even though he literally smacks a hammer against a TARDIS and makes another TARDIS. So.
Yeah, I thought that was as low as we could go. But yeah, man, we found a further rock bottom.
Oh, it's funny that he says he has the last TARDIS because technically he doesn't have the last TARDIS. David Tennant has a TARDIS somewhere.
Yeah. And maybe maybe Ronnie 1's gonna have.
What was that thing she had? Is that I'm assuming that's a thing from Old Who, the Time Ring or whatever.
Oh, maybe he just made it up. I don't even remember. Her away or something.
All right, well,
it looks very pretty.
Well, with that, I hope everybody has a great night. Joy to the world. Nakuti, I already miss you, and I guess we'll see if Doctor Who comes back.
Yeah, maybe next time I'll try to talk up Nakuti more, because again, I feel like the episode did him so dirty, I want to, like, sing some more peons to him.
No, dude is legitimately such a good doctor, and such a good doctor idea, and it is just such a shame that they had, like, no desire to use him. He should have been killing people with kindness. He should have literally been converting people to, like, Conrad would have worked so much better if he wanted to redeem that dude. But he got weirdly angry at the last bit of his season, which I guess it's nice to see him be a little dark, but also it makes his tenure as Doctor Who even weirder because the main thing that he was known for, he kind of just gave up for the last 3 episodes.
And that his climactic moment was shooting a bad guy with a laser.
Yeah.
Like I said, he got an Arnold Schwarzenegger ending. What a bad way to sum up that doctor by having him just shoot the villain with a gun.
Yeah, and in his endings, his regeneration scenes legitimately great. It's probably better even than the David Tennant one, because like you said, the David Tennant one is just a lot of him going to see his companions one last time before going off. I like that they brought Jodie back. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that they summed him up in like 2 sentences. I'm the one who says I love you. We don't do that. Well, I do. Like it.
It's also like another like doctor who kind of got neglected. Jodie there getting to tell another doctor like, yeah, it sucks. Sometimes we don't get to hang out as much as we want to.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice, but I don't know, man.
No.
We could talk for another hour.
No, we weren't going to talk. Yeah, but I guess we'll see what Doctor Who has in store. I do think it would be hilarious if it did.
This Christmas.
I do think it would be hilarious if it did go on hiatus for another 10 years. And at that point, they couldn't get Billy back. So they just have to be like, well, she did shit. Go check out those Big Finish audios that we're making in order to get the full story.
They'll make some audio dramas. Just and if you care about Billy Piper, you can listen to these, man. We're not doing that. Hasn't her and David Tennant been making them for like forever in the weeds? I don't doubt it.
Yeah. But all right. Anyways, that has been Doctor Who, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, and we'll see you all in anywhere from a year to 10. We'll see how this goes.
Spoilers. That's my Doctor Who line. I'm gonna go.
Take it easy.
All right. Love you, listeners. Mwah.